Hi, everybody. Great to see you all. Good morning for those coming in from additional time zones. I'm going to give another minute for everybody to connect, find a quiet space, and plug in your headphones, and we'll get started in just a second. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. Great to see you all here. We're going to start in just another minute. Want to give everybody an opportunity to log on. So thanks for your patience, and I'll see you soon. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. I see a lot of you have joined us today. So again, thank you so much for making the time and joining us for our webinar today. I'm Liel, I'm the Director of Enterprise Customer Success, and I'm very excited to be here today with you for our webinar, Mastering Recruitment with Comeet's AI Assistant. As always, this webinar will be recorded. We'll send it out to you with some Help Center articles about our features later this week. And as always, you can reach out to our support team for any questions. Feel free throughout the webinar to ask any kind of questions in the chat and Q&A, and we'll make sure to have time for that following the presentation. So let's dive in. We're all really excited here at Comeet to present our new AI assistant. This is the capability based off of OpenAI that we've integrated within Comeet. We have several features that will give you the access to using AI and leveraging it for your recruiting efforts. So thank you for joining us. We're going to dive into our agenda, and I'm going to turn off my camera for now, so we're all focused on the presentation, and I'll see you a little bit later for Q&A. Great. So we all know that AI is everywhere. I think in every conversation this comes up. You can't really hide from all of these different discussions. There's a lot of questions around OpenAI, especially around using it with applicant tracking systems and within recruiting processes. So as you know, here at Comeet, we are here to make recruiting better, and we're really excited about all of the possibilities that OpenAI presents for our recruitment teams. So recruitment is about people, nothing's changing, but here at Comeet, we want to make sure that we're leveraging AI to your benefit and combining it with our current platform and making it a powerful tool. So this is our agenda for today. We're going to start out with a little bit of an introduction around Comeet's AI assistant. We'll talk about the feature highlights and see it in action, see some use cases in a demo account, and have time for some Q&A. So before we get started, I do want to make sure that you're all aware. You probably saw an announcement going out last week. So we're really excited to announce and share with all of our customers that Comeet is merging with SparkHire. For those of you who are not familiar, SparkHire is a video interviewing platform. They have thousands of customers around the world, and most in the US and Australia. This is a really exciting step for us here at Comeet. It's definitely a strategic step toward enhancing our offerings and capabilities, and we hope for you to see the results in the near future. For now, nothing's going to change. Comeet is staying the same amazing platform that you're all familiar with. You'll still be working with the same people you know over here and receiving the same service. But in the long run, this is going to have a big impact. We're going to see stronger financial backing, the opportunity to develop more functionalities and improvements within Comeet. So wanted to just make sure that you're all aware of this exciting news, and we'll keep you posted on updates moving forward. So diving back into our topic for today, Comeet's AI assistant and why we built this. So as I mentioned, AI is everywhere. You can't really hide from it. And we can really see that it's really revolutionizing the world of recruitment. It's really interesting to see that 43% of human resources professionals are already using it in their hiring processes. And really the reason behind this rapid adoption is that organizations are starting to see the potential of AI and what it can do to improve the different recruitment efforts. We all know that recruitment is time intensive process. There's a lot of different tasks, whether it's writing up job descriptions, preparing for interviews, reaching out to candidates, scheduling interviews. And one of the amazing things about AI is that can really save you a lot of time and mean that these tasks can be much more simple, and really saving hiring managers and recruiters a lot of time and resources. Now, recruiting is about people. AI is not going to change that. What we're doing here within Comeet is really leveraging the capabilities of AI to give you more tools to enhance your recruiting efforts and to make sure that you're aligned with best practices, aligning with diversity and being more inclusive. And at the end of the day, Comeet together with AI makes a powerful recruiting combo. So let's talk a little bit about what AI can do for hiring. So first of all, AI can help implement the best practices that your company sets up in terms of the talent acquisition. You can empower recruiters and managers to make better hiring decisions. Once you have the ability to screen candidates in a more professional and aligned way, you have the right interview questions to ask them, you're scoring them, and you're drawing the most diverse candidate pool, you'll be able to make better hires ultimately. Obviously, once you're using AI, you'll be able to use different language and phrasing that will ensure that all of your communication and different publications are more inclusive. They are addressing more diverse groups in society, and this is a big deal for your employer brand. Anything that meets candidate experience, whether it's how you're communicating externally, how you're managing all of the different processes, this will all meet the candidates, and you'll see just in a sec when we cover the tools, how the different AI capabilities will improve candidate experience and strengthen your employer brand. Ultimately, like we've just mentioned, and you'll hear me say this again, you're going to be saving a lot of time. So you'll save time without removing the human element. You'll still have full control of all of your processes. You'll be making the decisions at the end of the day, but you will have different tools and capabilities that will save you time and really free you up to do those more demanding tasks and really the things that matter for you. We'll dive into the features in just a sec so I can show you exactly how they work and what the benefit is. But I want to encourage all of you not to be shy or hesitant about using the AI features. They are super easy to use. It's literally one click in each one of the parts of the software that we'll see today. It's easy to rewrite and have different editing options, and you'll be directed easily to the settings to save the information and use it again. While it is easy to use, it will have a huge impact. Like we said before, you'll be able to be more efficient, have more time for strategy and making those important decisions. Candidates will feel the difference really quickly. You'll have the phrasing that's more relevant, that positions you as a company that's diverse and inclusive. You'll have relevant interview questions and focused scoring. And of course, in the bigger picture, it's always really important to stay up to date with the rapid adoption of AI. And that's where Comeet comes in to give these tools and capabilities. And we really want to make sure that diversity and inclusiveness is being addressed. So let's dive in and see the different features for ourselves. I'm going to use the presentation as well as my demo account. Just as a beginning to sort of list all of the different capabilities of Comeet's AI assistant, you can see it here on the screen. First and foremost, you'll be able to craft and phrase different position descriptions. You'll be able to do this for new positions and existing positions. Based on that position description that you'll put up, you'll be able to use this for scorecards and identify the relevant scoring criteria that you would like to use throughout your hiring processes. Based on the position description, you will also be able to generate interview questions that will be relevant according to the requirements that you're looking for and can be used by the hiring managers, recruiters, and any interviewers in the hiring process. When it comes to screening, we're hearing a lot about AI and the the way that this can, service you to identify the right candidates at the top of the funnel. Initially here, we're going to be talking about pre-screening questionnaires. So, moving forward, we're going to have exciting updates about more AI capabilities. But for now, we do have the option to have pre-screening questionnaires crafted for you and easily matched with the position so that each candidate that applies will automatically have the questionnaires attached to the application form. And this will already give you a lot of really insightful information when you're scanning the candidate card and making that decision if to pick up the phone. A lot of those questions can actually save you time from having to make that initial phone call because you'll have all of the information in front of you. Last but not least, we have the email templates. We have 4 automated email templates for candidates that we'll be able to edit. So you'll be able to rewrite the phrasing. You'll be able to use different tones of voice. I hope you're all excited. We're going to dive in and see each one for ourselves. Great. So position descriptions. So as mentioned, for any new positions that you're opening and you're interested in generating a position description, you'll be able to do that with the AI assistant. You'll also be able to revamp existing job descriptions, sort of match up with the competition. And this will be the base for all of the AI assistant features. So if you want to use the scorecard or interview question features, you will need to have a position description, whether you've written up yourself or you've used the AI assistant. So let's take a look in the demo account. This is a demo account that we're going to use for today. And I'm going to really take you through the whole flow of using all the different AI assistant capabilities. So as a start, we're going to open a new position. We'll go to the blue plus sign at the top, click position, and let's go with a suggestion here and do product manager. Obviously, all of the relevant information needs to be filled in with the reason for the new opening. We're going to assign a hiring manager and a recruiter. We'll go with a basic template and we'll click add. Now, at this point in time, the recruitment team will want to draft up the position description and ultimately publish the position to start drawing in relevant talent. So under the position description, where you'll go ahead and put the location, for example, you'll also go ahead and you can put in the department, okay, according to the different categories that you have. Just for anyone wondering why I have a lot of different categories, these are an example of custom position fields that I've added to my demo. You can do this on your own as well. What I do want to focus on is the AI assistant. So again, as a reminder, Comeet as a default will come with the description, okay, and the requirements for the position. All of these extra custom position fields I've added on my own, and you can go ahead and do that according to your needs. The brief to team is an internal field that's visible to teammates for your internal notes around this position. So let's look at the Comeet AI assistant. Over here, you'll see the blue button. By the way, AI assistant will turn up either in blue or gray. We'll see examples in a bit, but make sure that you always click on it to see how it works. So once I click on the AI assistant button over here, basically what's happening behind the scenes is that Comeet is connecting with OpenAI, scanning the different databases for more information on product manager positions. They're also scanning your company profile so they can match the relevant position description to your company. And over here, you can see the first example that comes up. It's important to note that this feature is currently available in English. You have all of our terms over here if you'd like to read about privacy and data security. And when I scroll down, I can really see the full description and requirements that the AI assistant has generated for me. You'll also see that I've included over here responsibilities. That's also part of the description that I've been offered. And I have 2 options right now. I can go ahead and rewrite if I want to see a different version. And if I'm ready to connect this with the position description in Comeet, I can go ahead and click apply. I also want to point out that you can decide to adopt either only the requirements or only the description, whatever works for you. It's recommended to always have a full description and requirements so you can use this as a base for the rest of the AI features. So it's really simple. All I do is click apply. I can see that it is currently updating the position, and then I can fill in out the different position fields that I need and go ahead and publish the position. So very easy to use. I want to show you what would happen if I were to generate a position description when I already have one in place. So if I already have a position description and I go ahead and click on the AI assistant, basically what's happening now, it's also taking a look at the existing information, scanning the web for improvements and additional keywords and relevant data we can add, whether it's in phrasing, whether it's in the structure. And once I look at the suggestion here, you'll notice that by clicking apply, I'm going to replace existing content. So if you're looking to test the AI assistant a little bit and see how it behaves and what options you're offered, I recommend doing it on a test position, because otherwise you will be overwriting the position description that you have. Great. I can see that you're starting to ask questions in the Q&A. I'll make sure to address those in just a bit. So moving on to the next feature that we have in the AI assistant is the scorecard. I hope most of you are familiar with the scorecard in Comeet. It's an amazing feature that's built in, comes with a default suggestion as well. Basically, what you have here is a list of capabilities, skills, anything you'd like to measure the candidate and rank them on a star base of 1 to 5. What you can now do with the AI assistant is generate a suggestion for relevant scorecards that can be based on the position description that we've added. This really helps with standardizing your hiring process. Once you have the same skills that you're ranking all of your candidates, you'll be able to score your candidates, compare their results. So you'll have, for example, candidates rate with 4.4 or with 3.8, and then you can make those best, most effective decisions and identify the relevant candidates that you'd like to move forward with and ultimately offer the position. Another great thing about this is that it removes the bias in the interview process. So this is a big deal for us over here at Comeet. We really want to make sure that you're making the right decisions and removing any kind of bias. And really taking a look at the candidate objectively with all of the relevant skills and their offering. So let's take a look at Comeet. I'm going to go ahead to the product manager position that we've been working on and go to the scorecard one to the left. Now here you can see the default scorecard that comes with Comeet. By the way, just to make sure you're all aware, you can edit anything, you can add a description to what you're looking for to measure over here. And of course, you can add as many as you want. Now, if I go ahead and click on the AI assistant, you can see over here that it's in gray. Basically, what's happening now is that the AI assistant is scanning your position description and requirements, aligning it with the most important skills and the different qualities that you're looking for in a candidate. And then it will give you this suggestion over here for a scorecard. You can see that you have the option to view it over here. You'll always have the option to rewrite. So OpenAI behind the scenes will always be able to look, dig a little deeper and give you another version or another suggestion. Just make sure that you know that when you choose to rewrite, it will erase the previous suggestion. So if you want to go ahead and copy it and save it before requiring another option. And once I'm ready to implement the scorecard, you'll click over here on continue to edit. Now, the reason we're editing it is because it will not override the existing scorecard. It will add it over here. So if I'm only looking to use the scorecard that I've been suggested, it's easy to click over here, remove the built-in default scorecard, and stay with those 6 suggestions that we received. You can see here that they came with a title and also exactly what we're looking to evaluate and assess with a candidate. This scorecard will appear in the interview evaluation when you're filling it out during interviews, and it's very straightforward to just go ahead and rank the candidates and also explain your decision. Okay, great. So the third feature over here, it's probably my favorite because I just think it has so much value, both to the candidate experience and both as a tool for hiring managers and interviewers, in addition to the recruitment team. So here you can use AI Assistant to compose interview questions, and this is going to allow you also to include an expected response and really align with all of your hiring team on what it's important to review and discuss with a candidate during the interviews. You'll be able to assign it to specific steps in the workflows, and it's really easy to save and edit and use it again. So let's see an example. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and scroll up and go to the position workflow. Now, any type of step in the workflow that is defined as an interview step, as you can see over here, will allow me to generate interview questions for this specific step. I'll go ahead and click on the AI Assistant button. And what's happening now is that you can see that the AI Assistant is reviewing the position description and requirements. Since we have a scorecard in place, it can review the scorecard as well and identify the relevant questions that should be asked. And then it will generate a question set that we can use for the product manager position for the phone screen. Now, I just want to add here that, in some cases, recruiters will be interviewing for different positions on an initial phone screen base, and maybe it's not, a position that they are familiar with in the depth of the details and the ins and outs of exactly what the candidate needs to know, and whether it's a specific software or a specific experience. Obviously, our aim is for all of our recruitment teams to be well aware and well versed in the position details, but this is just a very helpful tool for recruiters that are doing that initial phone screening and want to make sure that they're asking relevant questions. In addition, this can be really useful for hiring managers or interviewers. Beyond giving them the actual tools and showing them with the relevant questions to ask, it's also aligning your hiring processes and really making sure that you're asking relevant questions and you're asking all of the candidates the same questions, really giving you value in the sense that you're aligning the process, making sure that everyone's gone through the motions and really understood if this is the relevant candidate for you. Again, you'll have the option to rewrite over here, and then you can scroll down and see all of the different options. We've received quite a few questions that we can use. Now, since the interview questions as a feature in Comeet is existing on a company level, when we click continue to edit, we'll essentially be directed into the interview questions menu that is loading up now on our screen. Now, I want to address this because this connects to permissions. So obviously a recruiter can go ahead and open a position, add a description, add a scorecard, and configure the workflow. And every single teammate in Comeet has the option to create personal question sets. In terms of company question sets, this is available for an owner or an admin, and you do have the option to go to your settings and under the permissions menu, decide to allow the recruiter or the recruiter coordinator to have access to editing and viewing the company question sets. You can see here that the question set has been updated with the step that it is taking place, the name of the step, and of course, the position name. You can see that the default will be private here. I'm definitely going to go ahead and suggest that all of your question sets will be available and visible on a company level. That really helps, the team work together, learn from each other. It's easy to share knowledge in that sense, and then everything is just organized in one place. So that will definitely be my suggestion. Now you have the editing options. Maybe there's too many questions here in your opinion. Maybe some of them are general. You can go ahead and fix the phrasing, remove words, or edit it, saying with the expected response. And the expected response, I think, is even more insightful because not only are you asking questions, but you know what you should be looking for and listening in the answers. So you can go ahead and remove a specific question if you're not interested. You can go ahead and add additional questions if you have some in mind. And once you're ready, you can save and enable for this specific position, giving you also really simple access to jump back into your position, continue editing it, going to different other workflow steps, and really anything that you need to do at this point in time. Going back to our presentation, we saw how we can use and leverage the interview questions. And the next part of the AI assistant that also is another meeting point with your candidates, another external part of the AI assistant that impacts your candidate experience and your employer brand and really helps you save time with screening is the pre-screening questionnaires. Again, this is an existing feature within Comeet. You can use pre-screening questionnaires to be part of the application forms or actually a pop-up window that will appear once the candidate fills out their application form. Today, what we are seeing here is that you can use the AI assistant to leverage the data in order to create the relevant pre-screening questions that you would like the candidate to answer. So instead of picking up the phone and needing to ask them specific questions and make sure that they're relevant and they have the experience that you need or the knowledge in specific software, you can just go ahead, create a pre-screening questionnaire and have all of this information in the candidate card. So this is saved in the candidate card, in the position. It's based on the job description. And just like we saw before, it's really easy to save, edit, and use it again. So let's take a look. Now, questionnaires for the AI assistant are managed on a position level, which means the recruiter who has access to the settings on a position level will scroll over here and will be able to see which questionnaires have been already activated. For example, here you can see some questionnaires I've activated in my demo. I have a general all positions questionnaire, another one around how the candidates were referred to this position. And this position, for example, requires working hybrid or working internationally. I have another questionnaire about work hours. Now, I want to go ahead and show you how the AI assistant feature works here. So I'm going to click on the AI assistant. And what's happening now is that behind the scenes, the AI assistant of Comeet is reviewing the job description, the title, the requirements, looking across different databases, and of course, using all of the information that it has currently in Comeet in order to give you a suggestion of how and which screening questions you should be asking. So here you can see the suggestion that pops up. It's based, as I mentioned, on the requirements and the scorecard. And here, the idea is to identify if the candidate is a good fit and matches the description, requirements, and responsibilities that you're looking for. You'll have the rewrite option to see more suggestions, and then you can scroll down and you can see that we have quite a few to choose from. Again, just like the interview questions, when I click continue to edit, I'm being bumped right into the questionnaire setting page. Just like the interview questions, this is a company level setting, so the owner and admin can access questionnaires, and you'll need to give your recruiters access to this screen as well in order for them to edit questionnaires. Another nice thing about the AI assistant here is not enough that it is also suggesting these questions and giving you these options. We're also having this information shared with us that the best practice here is to use up to 5 questions. So we can go ahead and review the questions. You can see that it acts a little bit like a Google form. So you can decide what kind of answer you're expecting, either give a drop down or a short text option. And another thing that's really important to notice is this red asterisk over here. This means that the question is going to be required. And that's going to make sure that you have all of the information in the candidate card because they won't be able to apply to the position without answering these questions. You can see that I can mark it over here. If I want to have an optional question, that's totally up to you. Please describe your experience in product management is quite a general question. Maybe that's something that we want to remove from the questionnaire. So I can go ahead and remove that. I can maybe stay with the yes and no questions, maybe give additional options so I can see sort of their way of thinking. So once you're ready and you've, let's say, removed a few of the questions that you think are relevant, you can go ahead and click Save Enable for this position. Again, it will be assigned to this position automatically, and we can go ahead and jump right back into our product manager position. Now, I want to show you how this looks from the candidate point of view. So over here, I'm just going to quickly fill in my custom position fields, okay, just as an example. This is literally very, very specific to my demo, so nothing to learn over here. Once I've filled out all of the options, I can go ahead and click Publish. So when you click Publish for a position, I can now go ahead and see it on my company website. This is the Comeet hosted website that you all have available as well. Now, if I want to click apply for this job, it's recognizing me as an employee, but I just want to show you the form. So here you can see examples of other questionnaires that I've done, but this is the main one that I wanted to show you, which is really how easy it's been to create a pre-screening questionnaire, save it in the position. Now you can see exactly how it will be presented to the candidate when they respond to it. So very easy to use and very useful. Last but not least, we have the email templates feature. So this is the additional feature that we're going to talk about before diving into some Q&A. The email templates Comeet AI Assistant is currently available for 4 specific email templates that we'll take a look together. And this is really here to help you craft the right email template for your needs. You'll be able to choose the tone of voice, really make sure that your employer brand is clear here. It will be based on the existing email templates, and it will be strictly for candidates at this point. We're definitely looking to add more options here. So I want to go ahead and show you how this would work. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and go to the templates company settings. And you can see here that under auto templates and the candidate section, I have 4 specific email templates that have a little nice lightning bolt over here. That's an indication of my AI assistant. And over here, I can select which one I want to use. Let's say rejected when a position is closed. Here, I have the AI assistant that will allow me to rethink about the phrasing. Also want to remind you that you can also always go back to the default template that Comeet has and click Save. So if I go ahead and I click AI assistant, in this case, it's reviewing the existing email. It's looking at the title, which is really showing the purpose of the email, which is that we're notifying the candidate that a position has been closed. And beyond the rewrite option over here, we have the formal, informal, and friendly tone of voice. This is really nice to play around with and see exactly what makes more sense to you and matches your company culture and employer branding. I want to add one more thing about the questionnaires, just to go back on that. So these questionnaires will be presented for any candidate that applies via your career site. Now, you probably have candidates coming in from different sources, maybe from other job boards or different sources. So I want to show you that in the Comeet email templates, you have a default email called thanks for applying. This is automatically sent to any application received in the system. And here we've added an attribute called the position link to questionnaire. So essentially what the system is doing here is identifying if a candidate came in to the system, has not filled out a questionnaire for a position that has one assigned. And then you can add this attribute over here and they will receive the thank you for applying email and also an indication that they should complete their questionnaire by clicking over here. So just a small tip for me on that topic. Okay, great. So let's dive into some Q&A. I see some questions coming up here. So I'm going to review them. I'll open up my video to say hi again to all of you. So I see a question here about the AI assistant using current job description. Basically, if you're looking only to change the responsibilities and requirements, you do have that option. We saw together that when you decide to generate a specific position description for an existing one, you can decide if you want to mark both options or not. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look. I have some prepared in advance. So you can see over here that I have a suggestion. I can decide not to use the description and only add the requirements to the position. So over here, we have another question. I think it's more of a request if I'm reading it live. I hear that you're hesitant to use the AI assistant for the job description because it's overwriting the existing one. So I definitely understand that. And that's why my suggestion is going to be to go ahead, open a position, call it with a title that you want, and do those tests on a current test position. And then you can compare both position descriptions and decide how to use. So that's going to be my suggestion in this case. So I hear here another question about screening candidates, that you're receiving a large volume of applicants and how you can filter the responses to the questions. Very good question. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. So within a candidate card, let's see if I might have an example here in my demo, but I'll show you it so you understand the basic concept. So under the questionnaire tab in the candidate card, you'll have all of the answers for the questionnaire. But if you're looking to do this on a higher level, looking across all of your candidates for a specific position, you'll want to go ahead and click on the company name at the top right-hand corner and go into our analytics section. Under the analytics, you have the export option. This allows you to export data according to different topics and needs. And when you scroll down over here, let's find the right one for this. I believe it's the candidate export. There we go. So you can export a group of all of your candidates. You can filter by a specific position that you're looking to screen for. And when you export it, you also have full control on which columns you want to be included in the CSV. So you can unclick whatever you need. And at the bottom, you can see the responses to the questionnaire. So if you have a specific questionnaire that you want, for example, office manager, personal assistant, you can see I also have very specific questionnaires in this list. You can go ahead and export. And once you do that, you can do your own sort of screening and filtering using CSV, which is basically another version of Excel, in my opinion. Let's see some more questions over here. So the pre-screening questionnaires, just to go back on that and explain a little bit more, you've asked about where they can be reviewed and sort of set up. So I want to review that really quickly again with you guys. So I'm going to do the flow from the beginning just to make sure it makes sense. You'll go to a position, you'll go to the settings, you'll click on the AI assistant over here. It will suggest a specific questionnaire. And once you click edit, you'll be bumped into the questionnaire menu. Okay, and then you'll be able to review the questions that you've been suggested. You can edit them, you can change them, move them around, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and click save. I'm just going to remind you that we're going to send out this as a recording, and of course, share with you the different help center articles that we have. I want to address one more topic that's quite important, and that is everything that has to do with permissions. So I want to remind you that everything can be accessed by owner admin. And if you want to give your recruiter specific access to interview questions and questionnaires on a company level, this goes for email templates as well. You want to go ahead to your company settings, and under the permissions menu, you have that option to do that. I think I've answered all of the questions. So we're going to go ahead and launch a quick poll. Anyone who's participated in our webinars before knows how much we value feedback, and want to give you the option to share how you felt throughout this webinar and sort of what you're taking away from it. So I'm going to give you just a sec to fill out the poll. I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we can sort of wrap up. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your feedback. I'm seeing here a high percentage of participation in the poll. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Of course, if you have additional questions or feedback that you'd like to write up for us, please don't hesitate to reach out. So I'm going to go ahead and sort of summarize where we're at. We're really excited about AI here at Comeet. We really believe in the different capabilities and offerings that we can bring to the table together with the tools that we have today. So we're going to keep updating all of you about new features and capabilities that will be supported by OpenAI. In the meantime, I think you've got enough features to start working with, and I hope you're excited to start testing them out. Just keep in mind, they're super easy to use, super accessible. They have a really big impact. You can start small, you can test them out a little bit, but I'm really, sure that your team will be excited to hear about this, and the hiring managers will appreciate assistance with scorecards and interview questions. And it's always good to revamp your position descriptions. Make sure to keep up with AI, stay connected with Comeet on that aspect. And we hope that you'll see how you can enhance your brand and communication with your candidates. Removing bias and promoting inclusiveness, it's a really big deal. It's something we're hearing a lot about, and I think it's really important for all of us here at Comeet, and really having this access to the different OpenAI capabilities within Comeet's AI assistant is definitely going to help you out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to send out the recording soon with some help center articles. I hope you all get a chance to dig into these features soon, and I look forward to seeing you for future webinars. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.